How's it going, everybody? Eric here from Tea and Tobacco, aka Zoix Dark. Thanks for joining me. If you are watching this on the TNT channel, please stick through at least the first few minutes, just because I just want to make sure everybody gets updated, everybody goes where they're supposed to. So, just a quick little story. I had a very interesting day yesterday because I also do a podcast which is called That's Wrestling. The link is down in the description to that channel, and then I also do gaming and whatnot. And I was streaming to both this channel and my gaming channel, and to other platforms such as Twitch and Mixer and whatnot. And the channel Tea and Tobacco, which is my biggest channel, and that's where most of my viewers are, got raided by Chronic Gamers, and I had a flood of people come in, which was very interesting and very unexpected, and I was totally not set up for it or even ready for it, or expecting it to even happen, I guess is the best way to put it. So I got a bunch of people coming over to that channel, or to the Tea and Tobacco channel, which some of you are watching this on, and subscribing there. And I guess that was kind of not the way I wanted it to go, because I want all of the game stuff eventually moved over to the Zoix Dark channel. So I'm going to start putting links and all that stuff into the description of this. So go down there. So if you're here for gaming stuff, head over to the Zoix Dark channel. And I'm looking to build that up. I know a lot of my Tea and Tobacco subscribers aren't huge fan of all the gaming content. So once Zoix Dark gets 1,000 subs over on that channel, then I will stop streaming the gaming stuff to Tea and Tobacco, which will probably make a lot of those subscribers happy. And then I will just be sending it over to Zoix Dark. So let's try to make that happen by sending everybody who's here for gaming stuff and whatnot. Please go over to the Zoix Dark channel on YouTube, and the link, I just saved it right now in the description, and people can head over there. Hey, what's up, Boogie? Hey, what's up, Riffs? And Tony, how's it going? Everything's good? Yep, just telling my story of what happened yesterday. So those who are into the gaming stuff, head over to Zoix Dark. You can watch this stream right now on Zoix Dark as well. I'm streaming there at the same time. It's exactly the same stream. So head over there. And I'm fine if you unsubscribe to Tea and Tobacco because you want the gaming stuff. That is totally cool. Just head over to Zoix Dark and subscribe there. So I want to migrate anybody who's interested in gaming stuff also on my regular Tea and Tobacco family as well. Head over to Zoix Dark. So like I said, once I get to 1,000 subs on Zoix Dark, then I will stop putting my gaming content on Tea and Tobacco, and it'll just be exclusively over on Zoix Dark as far as YouTube is concerned. If people like Twitch more than YouTube, or Mixer more than YouTube and Twitch, you can head over there. You can find Zoix Dark. It's all the same name on all the platforms. So if you want if you want Twitch, or if you want Mixer, you can head over there as well, Zoix Dark, and subscribe. Or I guess in Twitch terms, it's follow. A sub is actually a paid thing. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of the biggest thing. So it was a very interesting day yesterday, because not only did my wrestling podcast blow up yesterday because somebody posted it on Reddit, I got a ton of subs, which was insane, and I couldn't figure out what was going on until about 8 hours later. I found somebody posted on Reddit, and then of course this channel got raided while I was playing Fortnite on this channel, and a bunch of subs came over here. So be sure to head over to Zoix Dark and subscribe over there onto that channel, because eventually I will move the gaming content off of the Tea and Tobacco channel and just have that exclusively back to Tea and Tobacco and whatnot, and a few other things, of course, that audience is probably a little bit more interested in. It's Can I gift you a skin in Fortnite? No, I'm not gonna gift you a skin in Fortnite. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of how it is right now. Just because obviously I've built up this audience on tea and tobacco, and I want to, leverage that audience as much as I can because I'm sure there's a decent amount of overlap. It may not be a massive amount, but it's still an amount. And of course, putting together a channel with 8,500, or I think 8,600 subs now is not a small feat and is very difficult. And of course, when I have other projects that I want to get off the ground, then I'm going to bring them to the tea and tobacco channel because that's where a lot of my viewers are. So hopefully people will head over to the various locations. And let me get my other links in there as well. So I also have That's Wrestling, so I will get that dropped in a second for that. So people who are interested in wrestling, they you can go over to that channel as well. But I just have so many projects that trying to at least leverage the audiences that I have on tea and tobacco is just kind of one of those things that you try to want to do, just because you have that audience already there. And some people are the audience is personality driven or whatnot because they want to see what's up with me, or then of course there's other factors, such as whatever the niche of the content is. I guess that's so it's really difficult, and so especially to try to build something from scratch when you already have a bit of a foothold in on a different topic, and you just kind of want to move it out. So other than that, it's kind of the biggest things to speak of. Yeah, it's just been a very very interesting 24 hours just with how everything's gone. And I'll probably do a little gaming in a little bit, but Monkey Island when? Not sure. I need to make up a big schedule because I have a lot of things. I'm working on an Ori and the Will of the Wisps guide. I've been editing and editing and editing. There's a lot of footage to break down because it's about 4 hours of gameplay that I have, and that doesn't even cover. I don't have like intros. I need to write scripts and whatnot for narration and all that fun stuff. So that is my biggest project now when I'm not just doing, just kind of chilling and playing whatever. Obviously, Fortnite has been pretty big, and that's brought in a lot of new people. But yes, I'll be moving over to some other games at some point as well. But yes, Monkey Island is definitely going to be on there. A lot of those classic games, a lot of platformers and stuff like that are big for me. But I just want to, get kind of grow this kind of community here, and I know I have different communities that I tap into, and this is, tea and tobacco is the largest one, and some of you might not even be watching this on the tea and tobacco channel because you're watching it on Twitch or you're watching it elsewhere. So yeah, like over on Twitter, I have Civo, I have Vespa Mania, and Raul. Thanks for joining up, or thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so I have people over on Twitch, not Twitter. So I'm spread, and that's going to be more of the gaming stuff, and obviously people can tune in for the kind of the chatty stuff that I will then, yes, I will kind of stream to other places as well. So it's just kind of figuring out what content goes where and directing the people who want certain types of content to those places. just to make it as easy as possible for everybody. But yes, I know I have a bunch of work to do on all different platforms, just to get everything set up and trying to grow these channels the best that I can, and hopefully people will stick with me and they can join the content that they like the most on the platform that they like the most as well. So that's kind of one of the nice things that can be done these days is if you don't like Twitch, you can watch on YouTube. If you don't like YouTube, you can watch on Twitch. If you don't like either of them, you can watch on Mixer. So you have your choice of connecting to me for at least gaming content and kind of this kind of chatting content, and then kind of the specific shows that I do. So I'll be doing game guides and whatnot. That's going to be on the Zoic Stark YouTube, because Twitch and Mixer you can't really just upload videos that are going to stay out there. And then I have my cigars and tea channel, obviously tea and tobacco, and then my wrestling podcast will be over on That's Wrestling. So it is what it is. How's everything going with everybody out there, whether you on YouTube, other on Twitch, or anything else? I'd like to hear from you how you guys are doing. Today, those interested, I am continuing, who have watched in the past, I'm continuing drinking my which one is this? Is this the Baimudan or the Shomai? I can't remember. Let me check the label. They're very similar looking. Okay, yeah, so this is the Shomai. So I'm drinking the Shomai white tea. This, I don't have much of the cake left. This is all of the cake that I have left. So it was 350 grams. I have probably, I don't know, maybe 70 grams left. So that is going to be gone soon. So I'm going to need to buy some more. This is a 2015 white tea. So it's an aged white tea and very nice. Boogie says he is good. Good. So yeah, I've been working on this tea cake for quite a while. Luckily, this tea does age very well. So that is what I'm drinking, but there is not much left of it. So I'm going to have to order some more soon. So yeah, what else is going on out there in the world? Hey Boogie, I see you've moved over to Zoic Stark. Sweet. Yeah, just watch over on that channel if you're here for the gaming content and not here for the cigars and whatnot. Then yeah, definitely head over to the Zoic Stark link. The link is down in the description on the Tea and Tobacco channel. So definitely head over there. That is where the gaming content is going to reside in the end. Just leveraging the audience I have built over the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. It's been quite a while. So definitely awesome. Will you be increasing the beard? My wife took the clippers somewhere and she hasn't brought them back. I'm not planning on it. It definitely needs to be cleaned up and trimmed, but I'm not sure. I think she took the clippers to work for some reason, and I don't know why. So no, I wasn't planning on it, but I mean, we are in quarantine and everything, so. But you guys see me, so I gotta at least be camera fresh, Let's see. Everything everywhere. Thanks for whoever's over on Twitch. So I see, let's see, who are my Twitch? I got a Twitch viewer, got some YouTube viewers. Nobody on Mixer yet. That is okay. I have subs over there. I just don't. Nobody's watching at the moment. Perfectly fine. But yeah, there's a lot of different gaming stuff that I want to do, and I know that's one of the things that is difficult getting into the gaming section is sticking to a game. But I'm hoping to stick more to a genre of games. But I don't even know how well that's even going to work because I've been playing Fortnite, which I rarely do. What is going on, guys? Sorry, my dogs are making a ton of noise. Stop it. Yes, Boogie. Tea is good. Like I said, this is a 2015 white tea that I have. That is quite nice. It's nice for the evening because it's not super high in caffeine, and it's just nice and chill. And I have feeling just like chilling this evening because it has been a very interesting day. I also had a really bad headache, so. You love pipe tobacco or cigar tobacco? Both. I do not have a predilection to one or the other. I like both of them. But yes, good times, fun times. We're just all dealing with our current situation together, and hopefully my content can bring people a little bit of escape or joy or whatever. I like hanging out with everybody who's on the chat, and we have a good time. A whole bunch of Discord friends and all that fun stuff. So, it's nice to have, even though we can't have a physical meeting. At least the internet these days has allowed all of us to kind of have really good friends that we never end up interacting in person. But I guess that can make life a little less lonely that way. Let's grow beard to the max. Well, I'm probably gonna have to start looking for a new job at some point. So I'm not sure how long that's gonna last. But of course, if people aren't actually doing interviews in person or whatnot, then you're gonna have issues. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just been a long time. The ashtray is going good. Hopefully, once all this being stuck in the house thing is over, I can send it to you. It looks really nice. Kind of really has a bit of a distressed look just given the wood. So really looking forward to getting that out to you. Can the coronavirus live on cigar? I don't think so. I would assume not. Nicotine tends to be a pretty decent I wouldn't call it like an antivirus or antibody or anything but it kills a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff can't survive. But no, I do not think it can because it would eventually die. Hey, what's up, Weighted Toast? Good to see you. I did see your invites earlier today, but I was just playing with a friend, just casually and not doing much. So I was just on for, I don't know, a half hour, 45 minutes or so. So I was just banging out a game or two while I was chilling. Boogie says I'm his favorite streamer. Well, that would be great. That's great. I hope I can become a lot more people's favorite streamer. That'd be wonderful. Ever thought of doing videos on food? Yes, I have. We will see on that one. My wife cooks a lot of, well, we do a lot of different cooking. So I was thinking at some point of possibly doing like kind of like a cooking type of deal. But I just have so many projects already of my own, and then adding her into a project could get dicey because I don't know how much more time I can dedicate to stuff at the moment while I have a current job. Are you smoking cigarettes? No, I do not. So yeah, it's just been a yeah. So getting different trying to figure out what projects I should focus on. You know, this well, I'm saying this, but that's the biggest channel I currently have is Tea and Tobacco. This was, you know, a labor of love and whatnot, because I'm just into both hobbies, and eventually it's become later can we play Fortnite. I'm not sure tonight, but tomorrow or Tuesday, I can at least play a couple games with you. Because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on tonight. My wife is just out grocery shopping right now, so I haven't even had dinner yet. And I was up. I know I ended my stream at like 11 yesterday, but I just did not sleep. Push the Patreon. Yes, I need. Well, I'm gonna need to revamp that too, because I'm gonna need to figure out how that's going to go. Make sure she grabs Cactus Pear. We don't see Cactus Pear very often over here. See it once in a while, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, so we don't get a lot of exotic stuff because it's not gonna sell. So grocery stores don't bring it in. We'll see dragon fruit once in a while. We'll see passion fruit once in a while. We'll see star fruit once in a while. Cactus pear, not something we normally see. You grab some from Jungle Gyms. Yeah, I miss. That's the one thing I miss about not living in Columbus, Ohio anymore, is just you can get it whatever you want, you know, locally. I'm from Iraq. I watched your channel for a whole year. That's awesome. I have a lot of viewers all over the world. In our Discord, I have a guy from China. We have some from various countries in the Middle East and Europe, of course, and then all over the Americas. So it's a good time. Gaming user is Zoix Dark. So if you're here for gaming stuff, yeah, TNT has gone global. If you're here for gaming stuff, I said at the beginning of the stream, you probably weren't here. Head over to, if you check the description, there's a link to Zoix Dark, to that channel. Go over to that channel. This is live right now over on that channel as well. And subscribe to that channel. And if you're not interested in cigars and pipe tobacco and whatnot, I'm perfectly fine if you unsub from this channel and go sub to the Zoix Dark channel, because that's where all my gaming stuff is going to be. It's very interesting how this worked out, because I was just streaming to both channels just because the Tea and Tobacco channel has more users, has way more subscribers, of course. So I want my existing subscribers who are interested in gaming content to move over there. But of course, this is the channel that got raided, and then, which was awesome. I did leave a message on Chronic Gamer's video where I saw the video that he did the raid from at the end of that video, and I did thank him for the raid. So I got like 60 new subscribers just out of that raid. But for those of you who did the raid yesterday, head over to the Zoix Dark channel, which is, the link is down in the description. Subscribe there and tune in to that live stream. And then if you're not interested in cigars and pipe tobacco and tea, feel free to unsubscribe from the Tea and Tobacco channel and just go to the Zoix Dark channel. I will be simulcasting to both those channels until the Zoic Dark channel gets 1,000 subs over there, and then I'll stop doing the gaming stuff on the Tea and Tobacco channel, because I know, some of my, I'm just kind of leveraging the audience I already have. So definitely head over there and watch over there on the Zoic Stark channel. And feel free to unsubscribe from Tea and Tobacco if you're not interested in that stuff. Have I ever tried Syrian Latakia? Yes, Syrian Latakia is awesome. Unfortunately, we have it's an unstable region, and they stopped producing it quite a while ago. So there hasn't been a significant crop of Syrian Latakia made since, I want to say, 97 or something around there. So it's been, we're looking at 23 years since Syrian Latakia has been available on the market. And that is a huge bummer. I do have about a pound of McBaron's vintage Syrian Latakia blend, which was eventually replaced, which is now they call the Balkan blend, because now they have to use Cyprian. But yes, I do have a pound of the Syrian left over. I think I have Brebbia Latakia flake before they switched over to the Cyprian as well, so that has the Syrian in it. And I have a couple McClellans that have the Syrian in it as well. But unfortunately, there's not much of it left. Hopefully, once the stability issues over there kind of resolve themselves, if they ever do, we will then get Syrian Latakia back, instead of just all the stuff from Cyprus, because it is different. It's a bit of a softer, it definitely has a softer mouthfeel, and it doesn't have such an acidic edge to it. Not that I'm not saying that Cyprian is bad or super acidic or anything, but it's softer. It's a little bit more mellow, and it definitely gives a different profile. So I'd love to see it be able to come back, but the instability of the I don't even know what to call it, the political system, or just the overall yeah, that's the best word. Just the instability in that country right now is just a problem. So I'm not sure the solution of that. I have not been following what's been happening in Syria for a while now. It's been kind of low in the news too these days. You don't tend to hear much. So I know that tobacco, that there is stuff being grown in Syria. There has been crops, but not specifically the Latakia. I don't think they've been curing the Latakia or doing a Latakia process to it. So we will see. I know things are settling down a little bit, and some plantations have been able to do their thing. Just we haven't had any Latakia production. So what else is going on out there? Good to see a bunch of people today. Like I said, I am drinking a aged Shou Mai, which is a white tea from 2015. It is quite nice. Kind of one of my go-tos for evening. I have an aged Shou Mai, and I have a aged Bai Mudan. Both of them are very nice for evening time. They're very similar teas, just one's picked before the other. But I forget which one's which. I'm pretty sure the Bai Mudan is picked first, then the Shou Mai is kind of the leftovers from that picking. They get down to the third and fourth leaf. in Kurdistan, Iraq, they smoke so much Latakia tobacco that they even roll it into cigar and fill it in cigar. Yeah, actually, there are a few European brands that do put Latakia in their cigarettes. It's one thing you do not see it over here in the U.S. In cigarettes, which is kind of funny because it's super smooth. For those who have ever tried it, so I'm surprised they don't use it. But I think there's probably one, if they started putting it in U.S. cigarettes or any of the cigarettes in the emerging markets where the smoking rate is extremely high for cigarettes, then there would not be enough production. And that would be super devastating because of how much wood they have to use to cure Latakia. I mean, Cyprus, is a small place comparatively, and that's a lot of wood that needs to be used to smoke it. Smoke as in put it in the barn and smoke it like you would a meat, basically, just for 3 months. Uh-oh, hold on, my wife's calling me. Right, my wife is out shopping. She called me and asked if she got some steaks for her, for myself and her mom. Would I grill tomorrow? Heck yeah, I will grill tomorrow, but I think it's gonna rain. But I'll grill in the rain. That's all right. So curious, if you are tuning in from Iraq, do they have? I'm assuming they don't have any significant internet restrictions from Iraq. I guess if you're in Iran or Iran, whatever you want to call it, then there might be some issues, and you'll have to tunnel out. I think Egypt has some restrictions, kind of in that area. I don't know exactly which countries in that area have kind of like wholesale blocks on certain things. I know a couple, like the one of the guys from China has to VPN out because he would never be able to get to like my Discord and stuff like that. The geopolitical situation in Syria. And geopolitical was the word I was looking for. The geopolitical situation in Syria. That is what I was looking for. Hopefully, they can get that resolved at some point. I was Dogs are messing with all my stuff. Definitely have to rearrange my office so I can get kind of a better setup. Now I just have so much crap and the green screen behind me and whatnot. Barely move around in my office. And if you can hear that crunching, that is my dogs chewing on marrow bones. And I've lost a dog. Oh no, she's just sleeping behind me. We're good. So yeah, I will just kind of keep saying it on the every once in a while. If you're here for gaming stuff, be sure to check the description and head over to the Zoic's Dark channel. And subscribe over there. That is where that's going to be my primary gaming channel. I know a ton of people came in from the raid last night. Definitely head over there. If you are not interested in cigars and pipe tobacco and tea, then feel free to unsubscribe from the Tea and Tobacco channel and go subscribe to Zoic's Dark. And this stream that you're watching right now is also over on that channel. It's being simulcast to both places, so head over there and watch on that stream. And if you are not interested in cigars, tea, and pipe tobacco, feel free to leave the Tea and Tobacco channel. Totally cool. Totally get it. It was just weird that one got raided. I was not expecting a raid from a gaming channel. I was just kind of gaming and simulcasting it to my audience over on my Tea and Tobacco channel, just because I have a decently sized audience. So that is what happened there. And I see 3 people have gone over. So thanks for going over there. And hopefully we can get that channel built up. Like I said, once I hit 1,000 subs over on the Zoic's Dark channel, then the gaming content I won't be doing over on the Tea and Tobacco channel. I know it's not super duper popular with a decent amount of the audience that is subscribed to that channel. But I am all over the place. If you prefer Twitch or Mixer, I can be found there as well. Username is Zoic's Dark on all those platforms. Hell, if you even like DLive, you can find me there too. But yeah, I'm just kind of chilling tonight. I don't know if I slept wrong. A wicked pinch in my neck. I've had a headache all day. I've been cycling through Tylenol and ibuprofen, and nothing's really touched it. So I might go into my rock wall and kind of hang on the hangboard and see if it kind of decompresses me a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately, I have so many hobbies that it's kind of hard to nail down which ones I should share and which ones I shouldn't, or which ones I can make enough content for that's worth sharing. But hey, what are you gonna do? Am I looking a little blurry? Here, let me see if I can focus myself here. All right, that should take a second. Don't worry, it's not gone away. Just this camera is weird. Do you boulder? Yes, I have a bouldering room in my house. I usually don't boulder outside, so I just use bouldering as kind of training. There's actually not much bouldering near me. We mostly have regular walls, so I do sport climbing and trad climbing. Mostly sport climbing. I'm not really that great at trad at the moment, or I'll do really low grade trad stuff. But yeah, for decent bouldering, I'd have to drive about an hour and a half. But if I'm gonna drive that far, I would just drive to Rumney. Rumney, New Hampshire is that far, and of course that's a massive sport climbing area. So for the most part, I do sport climbing outside, and then I have my bouldering wall in my house, which I just use for training. But I've been super lazy about that, and I need to get better. What do I think about smoking tea? I haven't tried it, and don't plan on it. But yeah, this winter has just been super lazy. I'm gonna put on a little bit too much weight here, so I need to get out and drop this weight and get back to training. I think that's another thing that's really kind of screwed up my neck, just not being active enough. So once I jump on the bouldering wall, maybe in like 2 weeks, it'll build enough muscle in my shoulders and neck that I'll be back to normal. Or at least I'll feel normal again. But I just have been super lazy. It's been a very stressful winter. It continues to be obvious. And then, of course, we have our global stress that got thrown on top of my already existing stressful life. So that unfortunately happened at the worst time. But yeah, do what you do. Any thoughts on recent WWE firings? So yeah, this goes towards my wrestling podcast. So one, super duper heartless to fire like 100+ people in the middle of a pandemic where they are not going to be able to work anywhere else just to save a little bit of money to keep their stock price up. And the amount of money that just Vince McMahon gets from dividends on the stock would pay the salaries of like all the people that were fired for like 1 year worth of dividends. It would cover like 4 years worth of salaries, at least just for the wrestlers that were fired. So like they did not need to do it, and Vince McMahon could have gone 1/4 of dividend and paid the salaries of all the guys. I think some of the ones are really, really bad and really douchey is when, especially like Gallows and Anderson, they were going to leave and they offered him crazy money a few months ago to sign a 5-year contract, and then they just kick him to the curb. I think they signed the contract in, was it December? So 4 months, and they kick him to the curb, which is really douchey. Dussel? What tea do I drink? I drink a lot of different tea. Tonight, I am drinking a 2015 Show Mai. I just have it in this bag because I haven't put it in my cooler, but it comes in a 357-gram cake. It's relatively inexpensive. Got it from Dragon Tea House for $20 or so. I think you can get 2018 now from there, but it's just from Fooding white tea Show Mai that was just pressed into cake. That white tea tends to be my evening teas, just because they're lower in caffeine. So I'll drink aged Show Mai. I'll drink aged I don't even know what to call it. It's a white tea, but it's basically it's a large leaf variety, so I guess technically it's like a gushu. But it's not totally a pu'er. But anyways, I drink all types of tea. So I drink a lot of, like in the morning, I'll drink like a ripe pu'er, and then at night I'll drink like a white tea, like a Show Mai or a Bai Mudan. That tends to kind of be my most thing. Or in the morning I'll have a black tea, like a Dian Hong. And then kind of my go-to in the summer, I make iced tea out of rock oolongs, mostly Da Hong Pao, not real Da Hong Pao because that's really, really expensive. But I get a pound of Da Hong Pao from Dragon Tea House for about $30. I use that for iced tea. It also goes well with basically everything. It's got a very balanced bitterness to sweetness. So that is kind of my go-to when I don't have an idea of what I want. But this Shomai is very good. And it's 5 years old at this point, so the fruitiness is gone, but it's nice and well rounded at this point. Have I ever heard of Soviet tobacco? Yeah, like the Siberian snus. I've seen that over on Outlaw's channel, where it's like ridiculous, like 40 milligrams of nicotine in like a single pouch or something stupid like that. So I've heard of it, but I just stick to pipe tobacco and cigars. But I hear the Soviet tobacco is very, very strong. Well, I guess they're not around anymore, so. If I had to decide who's going to AEW, oh geez, I would say Gallows and Anderson should be a shoe-in. I went over this. I'm not looking at the list currently, so I don't totally remember. Gallows and Anderson is a shoe-in. I think Sarah Logan should go over. She's good, and they could use her. I think they could use her well. Who else? Oh, and Rusev. Rusev definitely is a shoe-in as well. What's out? El Fuerte? Doing pretty good. Just chilling with a little bit of tea right now. Talking to pretty much all of my channels. I got Tea and Tobacco over on YouTube, and then of course Zoic Stark on Twitch and Mixer and YouTube. Just kind of chilling with a little bit of tea. Doing very good. Does Russian tobacco contain high levels of nicotine? I don't think naturally. I think they add to, at least to the snus that I've seen. I'm pretty sure they add nicotine into that. Where am I from? I am in New Hampshire. So it was actually hailing like an hour ago. It was small hail. It was probably a little bit bigger than a BB. We have some very interesting winter. So we were going to plant raspberry bushes and blueberry bushes and blackberry bushes this weekend, but it's supposed to freeze in a couple of days, so we are having to hold off on planting because you're not supposed to plant them until the soil gets to like 50 degrees, and normally it is at about this point, but it has not been working out. What was my favorite winter tea? I find myself in the winter going mostly for ripe pu'ers or black teas, and then in the summer is when I switch over to the rock oolongs. When I tend to do those the most. So winter is going to be a variety of ripe pu'ers and black teas. Right now, I have been working on a cake. It is from Unan Sourcing, and it's the Year of the Dog Blue Label Ripe Pu'er. That is what I have just started working on in the past couple weeks. It is an excellent ripe pu'er. Not super expensive, but as the years goes by, it's probably going to get a little bit more expensive. I don't know the current price. I think it's somewhere around between $30 and $40 for a regular size 357 gram cake. But it is excellent. I mean, that's 100 plus serving. That's around 100 servings for Gung Fu style. And what is my favorite tea? My favorite Yeah, that's the thing. I'm constantly going through, but I find Da Hong Pao, the rock oolong, is what I come back to the most, and because it's just very well balanced bitterness and sweetness. Doesn't tend either direction heavily in either way. It's nice and balanced. So Da Hong Pao oolong tends to be my favorite and my go-to when I cannot figure out what I actually want. In Iraq, we drink black tea 4 times a day. Yes, I know, yeah, I know. Kind of Middle Eastern style black tea is actually super strong too. Isn't it like really shredded and then it's steeped for a really long time? Isn't it even boiled with the tea in the water? Um, I know there's different kind of preparations, and I believe not you specifically, but I believe the I guess this would be Turkish brewing style. I have not had a ton. Um, I believe it's also a decent amount of sugar put into it as well. Gotta be honest, I'm not really in the tea meta. So give me a second, and I'll circle back around on that. If Rusev asks for a cigar recommendation, what would you recommend? Well, I know he likes Rocky Patel's. I know he's a fan of the Rocky Patel 1999 Connecticut. So I would say La Perla Habana White Label or White Pearl. Definitely a go-to because I know he likes the 99 Connecticut's, and I think he would like that one. As far as the tea goes, so give a little bit of a crash course. So there's a few different types of tea families. There's white tea, which is basically a picked and dried quickly, usually sun dried. So it retains some of the enzymes and whatnot that are still, well, the sun kills some of the enzymes and it kind of sets the color. So that's kind of like straight, easiest, picked, laid out in the sun to dry. And then you have green tea, which is picked and then it's pan fried really quickly. So that keeps the chlorophyll from breaking down because the enzymes aren't there anymore. It's called green kill. So it basically sets the green color. And then you have oolong. Let's bump to black tea. It's called, English world we call it black tea, but it's actually called red tea everywhere else. That is allowed to be fully oxidized before they then dry it. So they kind of bring it inside and let it wilt and dry naturally without excess heat. So it allows the chlorophyll to break down. So that's what we would normally call a black tea. And then an oolong tea is basically a mix in between the green tea and the black tea. So they purposely will bruise the leaves, let it oxidize to some point, and then they will pan fry it to then stop that process at the certain level that they want to do. So that's kind of like your your main families. You got white, green, oolong, and black tea, black/red tea. And then there's one other major family. It's called pu'er. There's 2 types. There's raw and there's ripe. So raw pu'er, basically what they do, they pick the leaves, they dry them naturally, they press them usually into a cake of some sort, and then they're left to age for 20 years or whatever, as the little enzymes and microbes do what they do. And then ripe is basically was developed to speed up that aging process. So they will pick it, they'll dry it, they'll let it wilt and whatnot, and then they'll put it in big piles and then basically ferment it in a giant pile. And then again, they'll press it into cakes, and you can age that as well, take some of the roughness off of it. But so the ripe pu'er that I drink is usually they'll put it into a pile. They basically almost start like the composting process, but they monitor it so it doesn't go that far, so it doesn't break down the leaf into, just soil or something like that. And then they'll press. It usually takes somewhere around 45 to 60 days, somewhere in that range. And then they'll press it into cakes, and then it's ready to drink at that point. It can range from a very dark coffee flavor to even kind of a mushroomy, moldy type flavor, because obviously it's just been composted, basically. But that is what I drink. What I'm drinking, the ripe pour that I've been working on, kind of has a nice roasted coffee flavor, has a touch of bitterness, has actually decent sweetness on the back end. But that's the ripe pour. And then the oolong that I drink is from an area called Iwu. Sorry, Wu Yi. It's two different. There's Wu Yi and there's Iwu. What's your job? No, it is not in tea. It would be nice, but I don't particularly want to have to be in China a lot. No, tea is just a hobby for me. I'm just a business analyst for a giant company that is going to be letting me go soon. But yeah, as far as tea goes, it really depends what you're looking for. If you like kind of a vegetal flavor, kind of leafy green type of flavor, then you go for a green tea. If you like a more coffee flavor, then you could head more towards the black teas and the ripe pours. And then raw pours range all over the place. Some are super, super bitter, and some you have to let age out for 20 years before you even want to touch them, because they are ridiculously bitter when they're young. And then they'll smooth out to a nice sweet kind of grassy flavor, or some of them will. So there is a lot. The range of flavors that can come out of the tea leaf, depending on how it's processed and how old it is, how old the trees are, where the trees are growing, how they're fertilized, if they're wild grown, if they're 600 years old versus planted 20 years ago, that type of thing. So there's just a massive, massive range of different types of tea, and each region processes them differently. All the plants grow differently depending where they are, whether they're up in the mountains, whether they're in a valley, whether they're in a very, very wet climate or a less wet climate. When did I get into tea? Seriously into tea, probably 15 years ago or so, probably around 2005. But I've always drank tea even since I was a kid. But about 15 years ago, that's when I kind of started getting more to the whole leaf teas and loose leaf teas, and then ordering direct from China and whatnot. So I have a lot of tea. I have a lot of pu'er, which you can store basically indefinitely. And most of it gets better with age anyways. So the longer you hold on to it, then the better it's going to get. Yes, Iraq tea is similar to Turkish tea. Large amount of sugar are placed in. Yeah. So I have not tried properly. Well, I've never been anywhere that would have properly prepared a Turkish or any type of Middle Eastern style of tea. So if I ever get a chance, I will definitely try some. I'm not sure if I could prepare it myself and get it correct. But right now I am drinking this Gung Fu style. So I have my easy pour Gaiwan, which it holds all the leaf, has a nice little pour spout. So where is it? So yeah, it has a nice little pour spout. This is just an easy pour Gaiwan. This isn't like your typical Chinese Gaiwan, but it's really nice, super cheap. So you use a lot of leaf and you infuse it, 8-10 times. Got into an argument with some British friends earlier today about tea. They say iced tea and sweet tea are evil. Well, I say putting milk in tea is evil, so they can just shove it. I don't care. Drink what you like. You can make whatever you want, but I say the British are doing it wrong already by putting milk in their tea. Open chest? What? Alright, that's coming over from my D-Live stream. Open chest. I am not sure what that's a reference to. Thanks for this follow, Sivo. Sorry if I didn't get to it. I hadn't seen it until just now. Open chest bro. Yeah, Open chest bro does not address. Oh, you noob to D-Live? Yeah, I just stream over on D-Live because it's available. I mean, I'm not playing a game right now, so I'm assuming that has something specifically to do with D-Live. What's up, Cloud Bear? What are you smoking today? Actually, nothing. I am enjoying some tea because I've had a giant headache all day, and usually that doesn't work or doesn't help my headache. So I'm just sticking with tea today. I have lemon. See, you keep saying these things, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm guessing D-Live has some strange things. Oh, okay. Got a chest. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Dum-dum-dum. Treasure chest. The more your viewers engage in your channel, the more lemon the chest accumulates. Interesting. I will check into that. Up to 10K lemon resets every Sunday night. I will have to look into that. Cloud Bear got super nicked out on some dark Kentucky that was in tin for 5 years. Dark Kentucky or bold Kentucky? Like HH bold Kentucky? Or different dark Kentucky? There's a few different ones. Bold, yeah. Bold Kentucky is a bear. Yeah, that is hardcore. The HH Bold Kentucky is insane. It's delicious, but one flake is it. I don't go more than one flake on that stuff. Yeah, HH. All the HH line is wonderful. Little bum they ran out of Syrian, but you know. I did 2 and it was in the tin for 5 years till opening the other day. Yeah, 2 is too much. 2 is too much. One flake is it. I guess, all right, one flake from the 50-gram tin size, not the 100-gram tin. Because I think they're bigger in the 100-gram tin. So one flake of the 50-gram tin size. Go beyond that is, yeah, too much. And smoke it ridiculously slow. Like take an hour for that one flake. Because it is a tough one. But it is very good. It's definitely, oh, I kind of probably moved the mic out away from my face, huh? But it is very, very good. Smoked it a bit quick, yeah. Trying to think. Another crazy one is GOP Cumberland. That one's a bit yeah, that one's a bit a beast as well. Quiet Nights. Quiet Nights is not. I haven't had an issue with Quiet Nights because it's heavy Latakia, and I don't either. Maybe I just don't react to the Nick in Latakia. And Temple Bar. I have not had Temple Bar. The Salty Dogs. Isn't that? That's the Dan Tobacco stuff. I have not gotten that one. Hey, you guys. Leave the baby alone. Just curious. Must try it. I will. Which one? The Salty Dogs or the Temple Bar, or both? I want to try both. Definitely Salty Dog. Is Salty? I forget. Is Salty Dog straight Virginia? Sorry, MHS, preaching to the wrong guy. It's a vapor. Oh, that makes it even more enticing to me. Yeah. I haven't had to put in an order. I have so much stuff. It's insane. I have too much stuff that I haven't even touched. I haven't opened. I think I have somewhere around 170 blends that I haven't even opened yet. So even if I bought it, it would be sitting on my shelf for like the next 10 years. So I have not put in an order for anything for quite a while. My kind of everyday cigar collection is dwindling, so I probably do need to put in that an order over there at some point. But I do like my plugs. I actually have a tin of Jackknife open right now, so that's what I've been working on. Yeah, I see that Warped came out with a bunch of new blends too. I haven't gotten any of them, but because yeah, like I said, I haven't put in an order for quite a while, so there's a bunch of new stuff that's hit the market. I'm still curious how that's going to play out with the FDA stuff because that's just been kind of put on hold. I think for the most part, people have forgotten about it or are just ignoring it at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out. I'd love to get some of the Warped stuff at some point. And whatever you're watching, be sure to give a subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you're on. Whichever one is the join, but you don't have to pay money for it. One, it's such a pain because Twitch calls a subscriber is a paid thing instead of a follow, but in YouTube, a subscriber is somebody who's just following you, and then a member is a paid thing. The Red Hunt, yeah, that's. I'm definitely down for all the new ones that have come out under the Warped label. Who's blending those, anyways? I know. Well, actually, even Seattle Pipe Club came out with a new blend, I think, too. Is yeah, who's blending those? I'm guessing C&D are producing them. And none of them are on Tobacco Reviews. I'm guessing C&D are producing them, though. So, yeah, I mean, like, Until the End sounds delicious. Black Cavendish, Cigar, Leaf, Darkfire, Kentucky, and Virginia. That sounds just amazing. What's up, Fat Smurfy? How's it going? Just talking a little bit of tea and a little bit of cigars and pipe tobacco. I'm kind of multi-streaming on all types of platforms right now, so that is just kind of the chill evening that we are having tonight. Yeah, definitely want to check out the Warped stuff. And yeah, it is produced by C&D. Good to hear, Fat Smurfy. Everything's good. Or whatever you identify as. Sir is just fine. Yes, it's been an interesting week, interesting couple days, so I just have a lot of work to do, especially on all my stream stuff. So my head's just killing me today, so I just didn't feel like doing it. So I have a feeling tomorrow I will have a busy day. I know I need to set up a few things, so. Also been getting inundated with emails for people who would like to co-host on my wrestling podcast, so that is good. So hopefully I will have a co-host relatively soon. Or at least a few. Just left a just chatting stream because I got there and said, "Hello, man, how are you?" And he legit started arguing with me because I didn't identify as a man. Sorry to hear that. It's a little rough. Don't have to. You don't have to fly off the handle if you don't identify as what you are accidentally called, or unknowingly called, or assumed. Just be nice and correct people, and move on. And English is not your first language, so that just makes it even more of a pain. It's all good. It's all good in this hood. It's lack of hood. I don't really live in a neighborhood at all. I live on a very, very long road that turns to dirt 2 more houses down from my house. It's 3 miles long, and there's probably only 20 houses. So what are we talking about? Tonight, I'm just kind of talking about all my various channels. Drinking some tea, so we had some tea talk. My biggest channel, which I am also co-streaming to right now, is called Tea and Tobacco, and that's over on YouTube. Cover cigars and pipe tobacco and tea. So those questions I get a lot of, and that is what I've been addressing. I've been addressing some questions around that, talking about that type of stuff. But you know, we could talk about the state of whatever. Really, we can go wherever we want, actually. But for the most part, that tends to be the audience that I draw over on that channel, of course, because that's what it's geared towards. When will I be reviewing anime? Never, because I do not like anime. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lycans. I just do not like anime. So just enjoying some Show My White Tea tonight. Hanging out. Those interested, I do have my YouTube channel Zoic's Dark, which is where I will be posting a guide to Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That came out a little over a month ago. I have been working on that quite a lot, so we will see. Have you seen Kim Jong-un's sister? She's kind of cute. I think I might have. Hold on. Da 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 da. She's kind of cute. But is she insane? Is she completely indoctrinated? Probably. I'm assuming. She looks evil. Just looking at some of these pictures, yeah, she's completely on board with being a dictator. So, no hope on that one. The anime memes of her are great. I have not seen any. Do I take 1 cube or 2 cubes of sugar in your tea? 0 cubes. If I can't drink the tea without sugar, then it's not a good tea. That is my philosophy on that. If people want to drown their tea in sugar, knock yourself out. They're describing her as cute, smart, and evil. Great. What do you think of my friend Nick Gurr? I don't know who Nick Gurr is. Or Nick Guru. Nick Guru. I don't know. I do not know who that is, so couldn't tell you. My dog messing with my background. Yeah, my dog keeps messing with the background. You just fell for the old razzle dazzle. I just said I didn't even get that close to it. I pronounced the K. Very hard K. So wasn't even in the ballpark. And why do you guys keep messing with my stuff? Why do you guys keep messing with my stuff? Dogs are a pain in my butt. Oh, move, move. What's up, VCR? Not bad. Just chilling tonight. Kind of reminiscing about everything that happened yesterday across my various streams and whatnot. Because I had a massive explosion of That's Wrestling podcast. Then I had the raid over here last night where I got raided by Chronic Gamers. So I had a ton of people come over while I was playing Fortnite. How long should a Churchill take you? Depends. Let's call it a 7x50. And it's constructed appropriately. I'd say at least an hour and 15 minutes. How's quarantine going? I'm fine because I already work from home. But of course, my job will be ending. Currently, the schedule is mid-July. That's when my job will be over. It got pushed 6 weeks. But I already worked from home, so my life has not really changed that much. But I'm sure it will once my job is no longer my job. and I'm assuming everything will not be back to normal by the middle of July, so that will then in turn make it a little bit dicier. Just can't get the cactus pear. Couldn't get the cactus pear I had beforehand either. That's just something that doesn't make it this way. What else is going on out there? Anything exciting? Hey, both of my dogs are sleeping. That's a plus. Not causing more destruction. Can't chain smoke cigar. Well, I mean you could. Wouldn't recommend it. Well, it'd just take a really long time. The cat, he he's been tolerating the puppy. She attacks him. He pretty much takes it for about a minute and then gets mad and tries to swipe her. She has not. He would be totally down to be her cuddle buddy, but she just wants to attack him every time she sees him. Luckily, he can get to high places that she can't get to, so he can freely escape whenever he wants to. Neither of them, they haven't hurt each other or anything like that. Just he's been tolerating her. That's about it. Show off the ink. So I got a few things. So here I have my beer glass and cigar. That's from my dad. No, he is not dead. He is fine. I have a very old, is a 1948 International Harvester tractor. It is the first thing I ever drove, and it is my grandpa's. He still has it. I do not know if it still runs. I think the engine has seized. Um, but again, he is alive. I have this is a character called Big Max. My grandmother read me this all the time when I was little. She has passed away, so that was actually the first one that I got. Not my first tattoo, but the first that I have for some of my family members. And then this guy is actually, I know it looks weird, and no, it's actually true to life of what the item actually looks like. So it is not a bad tattoo. It's not like the artist was horrible or anything. Actually, the artist who did this one actually he did this. He did this. He's done most of my work. Um, this is actually a finger puppet monster thingy. And this is for my sister. No, she is alive as well. But so she had this. So she had this little finger puppet thingy. Yeah, it's one of those finger things. Yeah. So she had this finger puppet, and it was dark, and the light wasn't on in the bathroom, and the finger puppet was on the floor. And my grandmother was over, not the one that this one's for, but my other grandmother was over, and she thought it was a poop on the floor. I don't know why it would have been on the floor anyways. So she picked it up with a paper towel, threw it in the toilet, and flushed the toilet before realizing what it was. And my sister freaked out. That she was really little at this time. She was probably 3 or 4. And she was crying her eyes out because her little finger puppet got flushed down the toilet. Meanwhile, me being the older brother, I was laughing my ass off. And so that is why I got the finger puppet, because she remembers that episode just as vividly as I do. I told my wife one day, hey, ask my sister about the finger puppet incident. And this is like, we're 30 years from this happening at this point, and I had not talked to my sister about this since it happened. She remembered it to the letter. So exactly the same story that I told my wife is what my sister relayed back. So that is what I then so that is why I got this tattoo. So and she remembers it very well, not very fondly, but she thought that the tattoo was hilarious, and she loves it. So we're good there. And then on this side, I'm working on a fantasy sleeve. So there's like dragons up in the sky, and like I have this warrior chick, and it's gonna go down the whole way. But of course, with the current economy and whatnot, but gonna go down. Gonna have like some sort of like like a knight and some monsters and stuff like that. But that is the other one that I'm working on. Most of the only thing I showed you that was not done by the same guy is this one. This was done by a different guy, but all my other work is done by a guy named Cesar Perez. He is freaking amazing. He's based out of Keene, New Hampshire. He is amazing. Just looking at this, got like, he made her look like she's turning into stone. Kind of hard to see on this video, but it is absolutely amazing. So all my work is done by Cesar Perez, and he's pretty much the only guy I will let touch me at this point. He is very expensive, and he books out very, very far. But you know, you're gonna have something. You want to pay the money. Cheap tattoos are usually not very good tattoos. But yes, Cesar Perez, based out of Keene, New Hampshire, is an amazing artist. People fly in to have stuff done by him. So that is my go-to artist. I have like 30 hours of work on me from him, and I'm sure I'm gonna have about 30 more by the time I'm done, if not more. Patty, why are you dropping your address in my chat? I see you're in Ireland. Do I believe in extraterrestrials? Like that they exist in the universe? Sure, I mean, there's billions and billions and billions of stars and planets that thinking that this is the only planet in the entire universe that has life or even intelligent life at that matter would be a bit short-sighted. The probability that there are plenty of other intelligent life forms out there, yeah, there's definitely. Have they been here? No. They have not. Piercings. No, I have no piercings anymore. Used to have a earring, but that's it. But yes, given the vast size of the universe, there is definitely intelligent life out there, but they have not visited us. And then there are plenty of. I'm sure there's even, well, there's even more places with lower life forms. I mean, there's definitely going to be places that might only have like bacteria type of little amoebas and stuff. But I'm sure there are plenty of places that have mammalian type animals and other animals that we have. You know, they'll have aquatic dwelling and land dwelling animals. No, they have not been here though. Crop circles have been proven a hoax many, many times. They can be easily made. Bigfoot. No, I would highly doubt that there's a mammal that large that we don't know about in a place that is heavily populated. Like, I could see if there was an island that no one ever visited, that there might be some sort of large mammal there that we don't know about. But given how populated this planet is at this point, it would be very hard for a human size animal, same with lake monsters, that large, to go completely unnoticed for this long. See, I don't know if I actually want to play that, because I don't know what it is. I am slightly curious, but the world's loudest orgasm. Yeah, I'm not playing that. Hello, where are you going? Ozan Akar, how's it going? Chickens are technically dinosaurs. Yes, birds are technically descendants of dinosaurs. Who said that? VCR, you're questioning that birds are not. I don't know if that would be said Ozan a car. See, you just typed exactly your name again. You might need like a phonetic type of typing. Thoughts on the ethics of cloning? Depends on cloning what. Oh, VCR. That was in my Twitch chat. I have all the chats going. What's up, Triple J? How's it going? Doing pretty good, just vibing. What about you? Same. Just kind of chilling, going across all my various. I have basically every medium right now, or every not every medium platform. So talking to my YouTube channel, talking to my Twitch channel, talking to my channel that is for cigars and pipe tobacco reviews that I do, and tea. So I'm just chilling. I am just enjoying some Show My White Tea from 2015. It is very, very good. Just chilling, hanging out with everybody. Talking about Bigfoot and aliens, apparently, too. Would I clone myself? For parts? Can we clone just parts and then we'll be fine? Like you could live forever if you just keep replacing stuff? Because then you could have a perfect donor, but then you'd have a problem if you can't let them be sentient. So do you just clone the body without the brain? I guess if the brain got destroyed, then you're kind of screwed at that point. But if you clone everything except the brain, I think ethically that'd be all right. Yes, we need an Eric Jr. I don't need an Eric Jr. I don't want to take care of an Eric Jr. That is why I do not have an Eric Jr. I have dogs. I have a Gurr, and I have a Chloe. I have a Doyle. Do not need a human. No humans. I don't want to be responsible for another human. Raise him in the way of the tea and tobacco. Well, see, that's why I got you guys. You guys can pass on my wisdom to your offspring. A sentient dog? That would be very interesting. Well, I mean, they're partially sentient, but you mean like a human level of intelligence of a dog in a dog? That would kind of suck because then they would only make it to about 12 years old or whatever. VCR, you're gonna be a loner and go hunting for Bigfoot. That sounds like a fruitless endeavor. I'm pretty sure there are lots and lots of people way ahead of you on that one, and have still come up with squat. VCR and Eric Jr. road trip. Let's see. What to do, what to do. Oh, my head's feeling a little better. I think the light caffeine in the tea has kind of helped. I've been laying down all day, so that probably didn't help things either. Get these horrible tension headaches, so definitely gotta jump on my bouldering wall and work that out. I'm not overly worried about somebody getting abducted by aliens or eaten by Bigfoot. But if anything happened to a hypothetical Eric Jr., yes, I would be pretty mad because I would know that most likely it was through negligence and not an act of extraterrestrial beings. I'm still waiting for them to launch a probe and land them on oh man, is it Io? Which of the moons of Jupiter is mostly water and covered in ice? And get into the water to see what happens to live there. Or is it Europa? Oh no, Io has the lowest amount, so it's probably Europa. So I am looking forward to for them to land something cool on Europa and go down into Europa's ocean and find something cool. Because I bet there's probably something cool living in the oceans there. After seeing South Park, I'm afraid of aliens. Really want to work with Elon Musk. Well, you're going to have to do some serious coursework and learn a lot of very useful stuff. I don't know. It could. You never know. It could kill. The aliens could die from it. If you gave tobacco to aliens, it might kill them. Yeah, Europa. Europa is the way to go. It's estimated that Europa's outer layer of water is around 62 miles thick. Definitely want to check out Europa because the likelihood of there being life inside the liquid ocean under Europa would be pretty high, most likely. Tobacco Mars blend. Alien tobacco. Oh. Well, you never know. Well, never know what they want. What was the channel news? Oh, slightly burnt. Okay, so yeah, I put it right at the beginning, so hopefully anybody who watches, I'll cut it. I'll cut it down after this is over. Basically, so last night the channel got raided while I was playing Fortnite and got a ton of new subscribers. So basically, I was telling anybody who is interested in gaming content, head over to the Zoix Dark YouTube channel. Link is in the description. Subscribe over there. If you are not interested in cigar and pipe tobacco content, feel free to unsubscribe from the Tea and Tobacco channel and just subscribe to the Zoix Dark channel. once Zoic's Dark is has at least 1,000 subs, then I won't be doing gaming stuff on the Tea and Tobacco channel anymore. It will just be over there. That is kind of the main thing. And then I was just talking about how, yes, my channel got raided last night by Chronic Gamers. So I had like 60 people in here at one point, and I got somewhere around 50 new subs to the channel. But yes, I want to send them over to the Zoic's Dark channel. And also yesterday, somebody posted my wrestling podcast to Reddit, and I ended up getting like 140 new subs to that yesterday. Like suddenly it exploded, and I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And eventually, like 8 hours later, I found the post, or somebody sent me an email because I'm looking for co-hosts for that show, and mentioned that they saw it on Reddit. And then I found the post eventually. So that exploded. So I have like 10 requests for people who are interested in being co-hosts on that show. So that's cool. But then, yes, I got rated. So when Chronic Gamers was done with his stream, he sent everybody over to my stream. So yes, Zoic's Dark only has 10 subs. We need to get that up. Reddit doing something good for once? Yes. It was in specifically the AEW wrestling subreddit. So I assume that's going to be a much chiller audience than elsewhere. But yes, that is what happened. So I want to send everybody who's interested in gaming stuff to also join the Zoic's Dark channel, because eventually it will be taken off the Tea and Tobacco channel. Just because I know a lot of the Tea and Tobacco audience is not into that, and I actually see the most unsubs from gaming content. But I just need to develop some sort of balance between all my projects, because I have Tea and Tobacco, which unfortunately I haven't touched for a while, which I really need to do. Yes, Zoic's Dark exists on YouTube. It's also on Twitch and Mixer and DLive. So your platform of choice, but since you're already on YouTube, probably YouTube is probably the most likely one to use. Used to be called Trailing Edge Gamer, but I decided to. I am not playing Doki Doki again. I'm not playing Doki Doki Literature Club. Screw that game. Not playing that again. But yes, I'm on like all the platforms, but for people who care about which platform, and of course I don't. One of the reasons I'm on all the platforms and why I simultaneously send to all of them is I do not have. What about Darkest Dungeon? Yeah, I need to continue on my Darkest Dungeon campaign. I might even start over because I think I got more of a hang of it. I just need to come up with a schedule on keeping all these projects going, and figuring out what to do. Goat Simulator. Yeah, now that I have a better video card, Ghost Simulator is going to be fun. But yeah, I mean, and then of course, well, Fortnite ended up getting me the biggest audience, so that's interesting. But I'm working on a bunch of things. I'm definitely going to be working on some more platformers. There are a decent amount of Metroidvanias coming out this year. I'm really looking forward to Silk Song. So as soon as Silk Song comes out, I'm gonna be playing that. But there is no release date on that yet. That is the sequel to Hollow Knight. Fortnite Fridays. Yeah, I might do something like that. I might do Fortnite on Fridays or something like that. So right now, my current schedule is I can stream on. So I do not stream on Thursday. On Fridays. I do my Wednesday. Jeez, Wednesday. No streams on Wednesdays. Hazel, what's up, Miss? I don't even know how to say your name. Busy. How's it going? So I think my schedule is going to come out somewhere along the lines of I'm going to stream gaming on Monday and possibly Tuesday. Wednesday night, AEW is on, so I'm going to be watching that. So I'll be not streaming on Wednesday. Thursday, I stream the podcast. I think I'm going to move that to 7 p.m. on Thursdays, and then I can choose to stream after that or not. It's just so much. Hey, what's up, Miguel? There's just so much to do. I need to find time to edit videos and whatnot. So I need to come up with some sort of schedule, and of course I need to run this all by my wife, so she knows when things are happening, and she doesn't get mad that I'm spending all my time with you guys. Happy wife, happy life, right? So I need to figure out what I'm going to do, and I need to make a schedule. Like I said, I'm working on a guide for Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I need to finish getting that edited, so I'm hoping to get that done this week. That will be posted on the Zoix Dark YouTube channel. And then I need another game that I can start building a guide for. And then there are other things to play. Obviously, Lycans has been super generous and has gifted me quite a decent number of games over on Steam. So I will need to figure out when I'm going to play certain games. I have some fun older games. He gifted me Monkey Island, which Monkey Island is awesome. I love all of them, but I have not played it in very, very long time, so I do not remember the puzzles, so that's going to be interesting. I have a whole bunch of platformers, and like I said, there's a decent amount of platformers coming out this year. So those are probably going to be, as soon as new ones come out, those are probably going to be my focus to kind of dive into and build video guides for. I think video guides are going to be kind of my core stuff when I'm not streaming, doing the platformers and stuff like that, because those are usually the games that I can be good at. Or even if I'm not good at them, at least I can help other people get through stuff, and that is what I'm looking forward to. Because, you know, I'm not great at did I send you Star Wars Dark Forces? I don't know. I will check if it's in my library or not. But yeah, so I just got a lot of stuff and figure out a way to, whether I think for the most part, I know the only thing that sucks is that Twitch has an exclusivity thing. So I think I'm going to avoid being affiliated on Twitch if I hit the level that I can be affiliated on Twitch, just because I don't like their exclusivity. So I'll probably run a Patreon. So if people want to go Patreon, they can do that instead of subscribing on Twitch. One, Twitch takes a crap ton of a huge cut out of anything that's given, so it means I could do a Patreon for $2, or I guess for $3, and it would be the same as a $5 subscription on Twitch. So I'll probably do along that line. If people, you know, you don't have to or anything like that. Just if people would like to. So, and then I think gaming channels on YouTube, you can have memberships once you hit 1,000 subs. If you're a gaming channel on YouTube, if not, it's 30,000 subs, which is why there's no membership for Tea and Tobacco, and you can't do super chats until you hit that high as well. But you know, just trying to build everything and get everything going for people so they can enjoy various content. And I know I'm not gonna be. It's gonna be interesting because this channel is going to be, or the channels for gaming stuff is going to be a little bit more eclectic. Like, it's not going to be focused on one single game, and it's even going to stray genres, because I like playing things like Warzone and Fortnite, even though I suck at them. As long as they're entertaining for you guys and watching me get destroyed all the time, I'm perfectly down with that, as long as you guys are down with that. So you're not going to be watching a Cypher PK here, crushing it in Fortnite, but you can at least get a little bit of entertainment value watching me get destroyed all the time. and all that. I probably won't be flying off the handle like anybody, but we'll see. And I'll be playing a whole bunch of different type of games, and you know, there's a lot of stuff out there to play, and it doesn't need to be all AAA titles, and you know, I'm okay with that. And I hope other people are okay with that, because there's so much good stuff out there. Yeah, we have a lot of indie stuff these days that is just excellent. We have smaller publications. I mean, even Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Yes, it was backed by Microsoft, but that game is just excellent, and you know, it's not good. It's not a multiplayer game or anything, so that's kind of one thing I like. A lot of the single player stuff. Could play Duke Nukem, man. The thing is, okay, so the thing is, I'll get to it in a second. Hold on. So let's see. No, I do not have Star Wars Dark Forces. Just FYI. You speak more. Is that supposed to be speak more languages? No, sorry. English is all I speak. All right. So as far as first person, let's go with shooters in general. We'll go third person and first person shooters. My problem with old shooters is they make me motion sick, which is why I did not play first person shooters for the most part up until recently. And then I wasn't sure if it was just I don't get motion sick from it anymore, or if it's the game. So, Lycans, when I was playing Doom 64, thank you for the gift. I do appreciate it, even though I was not a huge fan of Doom 64. Yes. Okay, so old first person shooters, for whatever reason, give me motion sickness. So I wasn't sure if new ones would. But so far, Fortnite and Warzone do not. So I had been playing those. Just a second. I'm guessing that's Mim Busy. And I'll address that. Okay, so for the first person, so Fortnite and Warzone have not made me motion sick while I was playing them. So I wasn't sure if maybe I was just over that until I played Doom 64, and Doom 64 did make me motion sick. So I'm curious. So it has to do something with the graphics. Definitely Doom. I think it has to do with the graphics aren't realistic enough, and my brain just sees these moving colors and stuff and just can't handle it. I think Halo should be okay. I think the cutoff is going to be somewhere around that generation of first person shooters. Halo, I don't think I had a problem with. Actually, I know I did not have a problem with when I was younger, when Halo came out. So I think that generation going forward, Halo, and after that generation, I think I'm okay with. Quake 3 was kind of iffy, but Duke Nukem 3D was definitely not. Yes, and I did play Half-Life back in the day. So I think actually, well, of course, Half-Life was super. The graphics on Half-Life, the original Half-Life, were excellent comparatively to, say, like a Quake. The original Quake, or even up to through Quake 3. Quake 3 still had some rough graphics. I mean, they were nice, but they were a little rougher than Half-Life. Half-Life had just excellent graphics. So I think around that generation is when I could start doing it. Been busy. So what I'm talking about tonight, really, I'm just chilling. I'm streaming to both my YouTube channel, which is called Tea and Tobacco. It is geared towards cigar reviews and pipe tobacco reviews and tea. Um, so that is kind of like generally what I'm talking about, just because I have the most viewers on that right now. But you would talk video games, or really anything else. But just talking about, because I have a bunch of projects going on. So I have the gaming channel, which I see you're over on Twitch, so that's definitely going to be gaming centric. But I also do a podcast about wrestling, so I have that as well. I'm not streaming over there right now. Um, so just kind of talking about how my projects are right now. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about games, so games that I'm looking forward to playing and games that I have been playing. And then I have on my other channel, on my Tea and Tobacco channel, I've just been answering some questions. People have questions about pipe tobacco and cigars and tea and stuff like that. So I've just been going back and forth on that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in general this evening. I'm just kind of chilling. I've had a tension headache all day, so I decided playing games with flashing, fast moving graphics would probably not do great for my headache. I am feeling a little better. The caffeine and the tea has been helping out, so I've just been hanging out with all my friends. Did I try PUBG? I have not. Um, I have not played. PUBG is one of the ones that is not free, correct? Like the one battle royale right now that is not free. So yes, I'm busy. If you hear me answering questions that you do not see, they're coming from a different channel. Hold on, let me see if I can do this for you guys. Let's see. Is chat. There we go. Move it up so it's actually sitting on top. All right, so there is my chat from everywhere else. Let me get my YouTube chat for my Tea and Tobacco channel. I'll get that, and then everybody can see everybody else's chat. I don't know why I didn't do this at the beginning. YouTube chat. Okay. There we go. Let me grab that. I'll put the YouTube over there. So now everybody can see the everybody else's chat. It's probably a little bit better. Try to get this pulled down here. It is. I thought it was Alt. Let's see, why is that showing though? PUBG, very smooth graphics. It's $30. Yeah. Forget. Do I have this set as top down? I have this set as YouTube. No, not 80. Tall. And I just move myself up. Yeah, this is fun just working on this. Get this a little taller. 1,000. Let's call it a little bit more, I guess. Do not know why that arrow is there. Anywho. Not for now, I guess. Oh no, because it's still not. I'll have to fix that. For whatever reason. How's it going? What is that, Posca? Chat. I will have to deal with this a little bit. Well, it's 600. Better. I'll switch the sides here. But anyways. So I got a 500. Nerd does not work. Okay, so this is just some weird texture stuff that I'll have to deal with at some point. Get it to work correctly. But anyways, can you ask something? Yes, you can ask something. I might not answer it. It depends on what you ask. Who would? All right. Who would win a duel? Well, one, that is not a duel. That would be a trio of some kind because you can't have a knight, Viking, or a samurai. So are we saying Viking? Are we saying a three-way dance here? Because that's not a duel. That is a three-way dance. And yes, I'm wearing Bob's Burgers pajamas. So no one would win the duel because it is not a duel. Having them fight in a duel. Well, see, the problem with duel consists of two people. What's the hat for the night? Tonight is the Dockers flat cap. It is my favorite hat. It's the one I wear the most. Having them fight in the duel. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'll give you the three-way dance here. So I'm going to say. Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you a couple answers here. All right. So three-way dance. I'm gonna go with the knight is probably going to win because he's going to have better armor of the three-way dance. So I think the knight is going to win his duels. And then we have the Viking versus the samurai. I think the samurai is going to win in that instance, probably because the Viking's armor is not going to be as good. So I think it comes down to armor on this particular question. So I think the knight will win against the Viking or the samurai. He'll also win a three-way dance. And then Viking versus samurai. I think the samurai is going to probably pull it out. So I think the Viking goes down in all of his matches. Should I invite Ron Jeremy to my 21st birthday? Yeah, because the knight is going to have plate armor. That's the thing. The Vikings are usually going to have a leather armor of some kind. And then the samurai is most likely going to have some sort of ringmail, an oriental style ringmail, or a cloth type of armor. So the samurai's armor is going to be better constructed than the Vikings is. And since he's going to be going after him with a sword, I don't think the Vikings' armor could stand up to a sword. with any sort of either slicing or stabbing action, I think they're kind of screwed. With a blunt blow type of deal, I think the Vikings would stand up all right. So like an axe, I think they might be all right. You're going after him with an axe. But both the knight and the samurai are using swords, so they could easily stab through the Vikings. And then the knight, they're gonna have plate armor, so they're gonna be good against swords. They're gonna be good probably against axes, and for the most part, arrows as well. Gotta have a beer with either Tommy Dreamer or Edge. Who do you pick and why? Oh man, that is a tough one. I think I'd go hang out with Tommy Dreamer. It would be very interesting because he is a very interesting guy. I think he'd have crazier stories than Edge would. Yeah, I think that is. I think he would have crazier stories, and I think something crazier would happen hanging out with him. Thanks for the interesting hypothetical pasta. Actually, Vikings had Gambusum and Chainmail. Okay. I was protective and allow better movement. Yeah, well, yeah. So I guess they could have, yeah, they would have. It depends what era we're looking at, too, probably. You might have some. If we're going late era samurai, then yeah, you'd probably be better at that point. Going late era Vikings, yeah. So it could be very interesting. Samurais use arrows as well. Would that could be interesting. I think all in all, the nimbleness of a samurai in hand-to-hand combat, because all of these are none of them are going to be using ranged weapons. I think hand-to-hand, the nimbleness of a samurai is probably going to win out over the Viking, but still go down to the knight. I think the knight is probably better protected. Oh, I smoke a cigar with Rusev or Luchasaurus. I would. Oh man, that is actually a tough one. I think Rusev would be more fun. Chronic raid. The Pipe Dog. Are they doing another raid? I hope not. I hope you're just from last night's raid. If he does it, if he's going to do another raid, can you send him to my other channel? Can you send him to Zoic's Dark? Because you guys raided the wrong channel. So Hype Dog, if you did come over from the raid, head over to Zoic's Dark. I'm streaming there right now, same exact stream. Head over there and subscribe to that channel. If you are not interested in cigars and pipe tobacco, feel free to unsubscribe from this particular channel that you are watching, and head over to Zoic's Dark, because that is going to be that's my gaming content is at Zoic's Dark. This I just had my tea and tobacco channel has the largest has my largest single audience of any of my projects, so I was streaming there. But definitely, if you're into the gaming stuff, head over to Zoic's Dark and subscribe over there. If you're not interested in cigars and pipe tobacco, feel free to unsubscribe from the tea and tobacco specific channel. I do stream to both channels at the same time, so you're not going to miss anything if I'm doing any gaming stuff. Just wanted to let you know. So yes, I am streaming to that channel exactly at the same time right now. So it's exactly the same stream. Separate raid. If I got raided 2 nights in a row, that would be very very interesting. But I'm not playing Fortnite right now, so it's probably not. He's probably not going to do a raid to just chilling and chatting. But yes, a very fun discussion about ancient warriors. I'd be interested to see how it would go down. Of course, Lycans does point out that the samurai made it to the end of Deadliest Warrior, only losing to the Spartan. I did not watch that. How did the Spartan best the samurai? Did I figure a samurai would take down a Spartan? Better armor and much more skilled. Interesting. Oh, I'm thinking like a 300 Spartan. Where they had like no armor. Yes, yeah, so like a fully armored probably better. Yes, actual Spartans. Yes, I understand that. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of the 300 Spartans, um, over the historical Spartans. It's all good in the hood, yo. Thanks for the new follows for those over on Twitch. Knight fought a pirate. Did the pirate have a gun though? See, that's or he did, or we were going hand to hand combat here. We're going pre guns. Did have a gun, but it was unreliable. I could see that. Yeah, because it's powder and you gotta, yeah. I mean, what if they went with like a Somali pirate and they have an AK-47? If you went with a Somali pirate, you'd be totally screwed. Good times, good times. They had SS versus Viet Cong. That would be interesting. How did these? I don't know. How did they sim these things? Obviously, you can't shoot each other with real bullets. You don't really want to stab each other. Somali pirate versus. Oh my god. Somali pirate versus Medellin cartel. They had damage data, weapons, and then would simulate. It would run it 1,000 times. That's pretty funny. What are you barking at? Leave the baby alone. She's fine. She's not doing anything to bother you. Old crotchety lady. My Doxy is 14 years old, so having a 13-week-old golden retriever has been wearing on her a little bit. The setup is usually armor, main weapon, secondary weapon, one weird weapon. Sounds like a blast. Anything else going on out there? I wrap the evening up in a little bit. Been a good one. I think we're already at what, like already been on for 2.5 hours. Season 1, episode 2, Viking versus Samurai. How'd that go down? Pirate beat the knight. Interesting. Samurai won against the Viking. Okay, so at least I was right on that one. Viking versus Samurai. Samurai kicks it. Samurai takes it. Pirate has the gun though, so you don't have any ranged weapons. You're gonna have a bad time if Pirate has a gun. Green Berets. Spentat? I don't know what that is. I know what Green Berets are. I just don't know what the one is. What are you doing, Winnie? Oh, Chloe, don't chew on the box. Chloe, don't chew on boxes. Russian equivalent of green rice. Got it. Fun. All right, guys and girls, if there are girls watching. I am going to call it an evening. I'm not sure what I'll be doing tomorrow. Um, if anything, I'll probably stream around 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm probably going to be playing some Fortnite. Most likely. That is what I'll be doing. I am going to work on my Ori guide and hopefully start getting some pieces out of that. Hopefully tomorrow I can get up like the first couple pieces, and because I'm gonna render the entire gameplay tonight because it's gonna take a couple hours because it's like 4 hours of footage, so it's probably gonna take about 2.5 hours to render. How's the podcast coming? Good. Like I said, I got put on Reddit last night, and I'm up to like 140 plus subs now on the YouTube. Let me check my actual podcast download numbers in a minute. So I'm at 143 on the YouTube. So that is very cool. Let me check my podcast download numbers, see if those have increased much. Those have not increased that much. I am at 98 downloads this week, though, within the past 7 days, and today's the last day of the week, so not too bad. So 98 downloads is a high for the past 5 weeks running, so that is nice. 94 3 weeks ago I had 94, and I have 98 this week, so not bad. Podcast is doing well. I have a ton of people who have emailed me about possibly doing co-hosting, so I've got in touch with a few. I have a guy lined up for Thursday, so hopefully I will have a co-host on Thursday, so that should be interesting. But I do have some more people I need to talk to, and he's just going to be the guy I'm going to do. He's going to be he's just an occasional fill-in guy. I also have a guy who actually works in the business who has contacted me. He's out of the Pennsylvania area. He plays a manager role. Let me see what else he said. He's a general manager / wrestling and training out of York, Pennsylvania for Pro Warrior Alliance. So he's interested in doing some guest spots as well, so that would be good. Yeah, and then I just got a few other people, so I'm going to talk to them, and we'll see if I can get any regulars, but at least I have a few fill-in guys, so over the next few weeks, I'll probably have a new guest host and see how people gel to figure out who might be a permanent or very regular co-host, and then some other people who will be fill-ins, or we just give them a shout for anything that might be of importance going on. So that should be good. So thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to head over to the Zoix Dark YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Go over there, subscribe there. That is where all the gaming stuff is. Would you want to interview Mark Marrow? Man, not at this time. I don't know what insight he could provide in the current state. And I did not follow his career that much. I just know a little bit when he was in WWE. That was about it. Or it was WWF at the time. So, not at this time. I'm not looking to do interviews at this moment. I have to do a lot more homework on people if I was doing that. Like if it was an active person in, say, like AEW or New Japan, then I would definitely want to talk to them. but I don't see Mark Marrow as being overly relevant these days. Just how it is. All right, so head over to Zoic's Dark. Link is down in the description. If you're interested in my wrestling podcast, that's wrestling. The link is also down in the description. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And yeah, just be sure to head over. Eventually, once Zoic Dark gets 1,000 subs, then I will not be doing the gaming stuff on the Tea and Tobacco channel. I'm just currently leveraging my big audience and those who are interested in what I'm doing. That is why I'm using that audience, because I have built it up over many years. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow night I'll be playing some Fortnite around 8 o'clock Eastern. So see you later, guys.